All right. Let's go this way. Look at those beautiful rolling hills. I went with someone to chat in the comments, so I narration. There is a pathway down here. Bobby Crush. Look, this boat's called Quantum Leap. Hoping and he never did get home, did he? Final episode of Quantum Leap, he never got home. Sam Beckett's Lost in Time. Yep. It is. It is really beautiful here in Poynton. Really, really lovely here. For real, I wasn't expecting how lovely for it to be. Hello, friendly geese. So anyway, it's beautiful here, but I'm a little bit pissed off. Yeah, oh boy. What if he leaped into a guy that was about to get he leaped into a guy in a prison and he was about to get gangbanged, and it was like, oh boy. It used to end on a twist. It used to end on a cliffhanger every episode. Oh boy. In order to meet a friend, and a friend, I was told to like be here tomorrow about 6 p.m. and they're at a campsite here, and I can't find the person. They're not answering their phone. They're not replying to their texts. I've literally physically found their tent, but there's no one in it. So I've kind of like wasted a day coming up here. As you can still see, I've got my shitty phone still. So I'm going to have to get that phone. Also, I've got the shows tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on UNN. And I've got the shows tomorrow. What's this? Towpath Improvements. What's this? Macclesfield Borough Council. Sir Leslie Young, Chairman, British Board. Don't know what any of that means. So this is a really beautiful. I didn't realise just how beautiful this was. There's one pub. What's a coinky dink? I was saying it. Where's the board? Where is it? Might go here later. Boar's Head. It's the only pub in the village, I think, or town, whatever this is. Yeah, village it would be, wouldn't it? Or maybe even a hamlet. Boar's Head, home cooked. It's the only place there. There's quite a lot of people here. Sport my choice. Where do I go, guys? There's so much. Anyway, so I've sacrificed sort of a day where I could have probably got some better equipment, but here we go. So I'll probably have to wait until at least Thursday, possibly Friday now, because I'm going to be busy every day now. So yeah, it is Poynton light. Poynton light, man. So I'll go back to the camp later, because I don't know where the hell to look for them, so I thought I might do a live stream. Walk around, kill two birds with one stone, do a live stream while killing some time. Hopefully I'll bump into them later. And let's go exploring. Yeah, no, it's really beautiful around here. What's this? Holistic and massage therapy on the water. Reflexology, located just over the canal on Victoria Pitts Marina. Fully licensed. Just a random car park. I could have parked my van here. Maybe I will move my van here. Oh yes, updating my van. So quite a funny story. My van, the slide door broke off. So I went to slide my door shut as I was about to take off, and it came off the rotor. Basically, something snapped within the rotor wheels, and it came off. Let's see what's here. I have no idea where I am. Oh, there's actually a station. Fucking hell. Wow, I didn't think this place would have a station. Okay, where are we? If I can find the pub. There's no "You Are Here" sign. Okay, this is not a helpful map at all. Unless I'm blind, I can't see where I am. Doesn't say a "You Are Here" sign. So the map's pretty much pointless. But there's no landmark on it either. Apart from, I think... Yep, totally useless. That's the pub, Boar's Head, 100. I'll come back here later. I think this might be some sort of tea room of some sort in this little canal boat. Yeah, so anyway, the door slid off my thing. Right, my thing, so... Yeah, I probably am the only person who ever looked at that map. So, slide door fell off. Funny story, yeah? So you remember the last live stream that might have been on Siraj's? People saw that one. So after my show on Thursday, we bumped into a bit of a funny... This is actually a bit of a funny story, this one. There's a lot to this. So, me and Siraj went pub crawling, believe it or not. And we bumped into Sue and Steve, who just happened to be in Leek. And the reason why they were in Leek is because they were supporting Daz from the Light newspaper and the 99% song. He was being interviewed by the BBC's Mariana Spring. That's her dystopian Orwellian title is the disinformation. What was it? Disinformation. It's got a really like very managerial sort of sounding title. So basically, the sort of BBC's propaganda, basically the BBC's Witchfinder General. That is basically what she is, and obviously, it's propaganda mouthpiece as well. Is what she is. So basically, anyone that dares speak against the narrative, she is sent after them. She is an arm of the state, the mouthpiece of the state. And yeah, she is. Although quite hot in real life, but yeah, exactly. The Viper, the smiling Viper. So anyway, Daz was there, and we just missed her, but we came in after anyway. So they would do the whole 3 of the pure unedited footage, right? And I'm pretty sure this is going to go massively viral, like world viral. I mean, right? Because Mariana Spring, this could even end her career, because the deal was she's allowed to ask Daz questions and Daz is allowed to ask her questions, right? And she's kind of slipped up a bit. Daz as well, in my opinion, he didn't give the great some, not all, he gave some fucking dynamite answers, but some of them he was a little bit thin. But her as well, it's kind of exposed her as well. So it's kind of exposed her as well. So what they're going to do is the BBC, because they've been desperate to get Daz and get an interview with Daz, and the reason why that is because the Light newspaper is so fucking successful. Because the Light newspaper is not digital, it is not on the internet. It is done through old-fashioned word of mouth and physical copies that people take and voluntarily dish out in towns and villages and cities. It gets everywhere. Like, there's a joke. I was doing a stand-up joke, like going, the light newspaper gets everywhere. Like, you could find an ancient map with X marks the spot, and then you dig it up, you find the X, dig it up. Oh, look, it's a copy of the light. It just gets everywhere. The light just gets everywhere, right? Climb Mount Everest. Oh, look, a copy of the light. It just gets everywhere. And because of that, because it's not on the internet, therefore the state cannot censor it, right? So this is why the BBC and Mariana Spring have been desperate for the past 2 years, or at least year and a half, to try and get an interview with Daz so they can destroy him. And then they can destroy the Light newspaper, because they cannot control this information coming out and getting the word out and just doing it the old-fashioned way, through physical muted, right? So so we met them. We then went to Stockport. So what I need to do is tomorrow, guys, I need everyone's help, right? We need to watch my show tomorrow at 12 noon. I'm going to be talking about this. But most importantly, I'm around Sue and Steve's place. So I'm going to be broadcasting for Sue and Steve's place. And then in the evening, they're going to do their show. And I need people to watch that, because this has real potential to go massively viral. But that's beautiful. Because this will go world viral. And what I want is, because what's going to happen is BBC they've done 3 hours interview. They're going to chop that down to, say, half an hour, maybe an hour max, yeah? But probably something like half an hour. This is how the format will be for Mariana Spring, right? She'll do 15 minutes of it will be her narrating bullshit and talking, doing a narration over stuff and going, oh, this is that, doing all this stuff and far right this and Nazi this and all the bingo buzzwords, yeah, you can think of, yeah. And then it's going to be 15 minutes of Daz's worst answers, basically. Do you know what I mean? Like whatever, they're gonna edit it, chop it, and cut it, and we'll make him look like Hitler or something like that, right? That's what they do. That is what Mariana's job is the disinformation. She is the witch finder general, going around finding witches where there are no witches, that sort of stuff. We're going to release our videos, and it's going to be totally unedited. We're going to keep in even like what I think personally, because he gave most of it. Daz was he was like 90% on form. He was 90% fantastic, yeah. And then the 10%, he was a little bit, but no one's perfect, right? I'll probably be the same as well. I'll probably give some bad answers here and there, yeah, right? So then we're going to release our interview once the BBC releases theirs in June, and then we're going to release it in segments. And then this is potential to go viral, because Mariana Spring fucked up on a lot of things, right? Let me give you an example. At the start of the interview, she says, I'm not a campaigner. I'm not a campaigner. I'm not an activist, right? And then halfway through the interview, she says, because Darren quotes her in Parliament, because she said something to Parliament, she says that we need to weaponize and we need to do this and that, in order, we need to use these tactics that she believes that we are using, right? So it's not to do. So she's basically admitting there is no impartiality of the BBC. They are just there as hit con artists, hitman, hackshit job sort of writers. That's what they thought. They are there to set you up, right? That is their aim. And then in her answer, when Daz reads that quote to her, I'm just paraphrasing, I can't remember the exact quote. She then says, "Well, I am a campaigner." So at the start of the interview, she's not a campaigner. In the middle bit of the interview, oh yeah, I'm a campaigner, right? So it's stuff like that needs to be clipped, right? So, but we're going to show the entire interview, the world interview. That needs to be spread around by the help of you guys as well, okay? So, yeah, it is run by spooks. Yeah, they're, like I said, they are part of the state. They get their marching orders from the state, with MI6, MI5, etc. All this, the intelligence, the police intelligence, everything like that. That's what it's run, 7/7, all of that, right? So we need to get this out. And my personal objective is to get Darren onto Joe Rogan or something of that level. We need to get on big shows, right? We need to get him on. We've got contacts with certain big shows in America, things like that, to expose the BBC, because Mariana Spring might just lose her job now because she kind of fucked up a bit, and to the point where she might actually she might be toppled. This might actually topple her because Daz was asking her questions, you see. That was the deal, and she slipped up on a lot of stuff. So just a heads up, anyway in London, the Child Protection Wales group against the RCE, that's the religious and sexual education, in Parliament Square Wednesday. Yeah, that is Wednesday. Yeah, I saw that. I shared that in my Telegram group, and I think, did I do it on Instagram? Definitely Telegram anyway. So that's what we're gonna do, and my aim is to get him, because then the light, if he can get on Joe Rogan, if he can get on, I don't know, these other big podcasts, then the light will go not only UK viral, it will go world viral. And then obviously that is potentially a massive critical hit for the establishment in the information war, because now there is a paper out there that is not digitally controlled. It's all done on old black and white print, and it's being spread around. Like one of the places I'm staying at, it's a hub for the Light newspaper. There's Light newspapers everywhere, and then people come over to the house voluntarily, and they grab about 50, 100, whatever, and then they put it in the boot of their car, and then they go. You know, it's funny. You know, we were Piers Corbyn randomly stayed over this house yesterday or the night before. This random taxi. What do you think I found in the back of this cab? Copy of the Light. It just gets everywhere. So an old issue of the Light was in the back cab, like 15 issues ago. The guy has no idea how it got there. He doesn't know what the Light is, and we explained to him. And then when he dropped us off at this Light Hub place, you know, it's just someone's house, we then gave him new copies of the Light. You see, it's this sort of word of mouth thing that's. Yeah, so watch my show tomorrow at 12 noon. I'll talk a little bit more about it. I might even have Sue and Steve on the show because I'm at their house, right? And then in the evening, in their show, they're going to have Daz from the Light newspaper, 99% or whatever. He's going to be on the show explaining it. So definitely something to look forward to, guys. So, yep, exactly. And the War Room, yep, exactly. I was thinking exact same thing, Mandy. That was the exact same thing I was talking about. I had that very thing. So like I said, I'll put the links here. If you can join it, just like get prepared, you know, just join it now, whatever. And the Telegram and all of the other UNN sort of things we put down. I don't think there's anything further up ahead. I'm just going to walk back into the sort of hamlet, I want to say. It's village. I don't know what you want to call it. So yeah, do watch that, guys. So that's going to be big. That could go potentially world viral. Do you know what I mean? But we all need to pull together and do that. And just share it. Once we release it, we're going to share it all over social media. Just get the videos out. And then hopefully we can cause a momentum effect where we can. I think because there's a Light in Republic of Ireland and there's also a Light in Germany. So they're the two places at the moment where they have it. Let's go up there, see what's up here. It's just a country lane. Take me home. It's a country road, that's all it is. Is there anything up ahead where I was going? No, I don't think so. Let's go back. Let's see, I'll go into, I'll loosely say town. It's not a town. Like I said, it's got one pub. A pub and a church. So anyway, so Sue and Steve, they then told us about this event. This is now separate from the Daz and the Light and Mariana Spring. They said, oh, there's an event in Stockport. We got our Rebels on Roundabouts tomorrow. If people don't know, Stockport was the first ever Rebels on Roundabout. They were the ones who started it, Sue and Steve, well, with a bunch of other people as well. So that was the first ever Rebels on Roundabout. You know, the yellow cards, you know, like the yellow boards, the yellow boards on roundabouts, the first ever one. So you probably saw that. You then probably saw that live stream with me and Siraj, like live streaming it and stuff. And they also told us about an event on Saturday, like as in Saturday just gone, about it's called the Real Left, as in left-wing people who are, you know, like think COVID was a con and think that the lockdowns were totally criminal and jabs are dangerous, you know, etc. And I did say I'm glad Jonathan Tilt spoke, and I know Jonathan Tilt. We had a little chat before. I said to him, like, I thought I was under the belief we were past this point of left versus right, and I'm so glad he used that in his speech when he was talking. You know, he quoted me as saying it, right? But then there was other guys who were also originally of the left. They're like, yeah, this is not about left versus right, it's about up and down. And I've been saying that for years, guys, even in the before time, even in BC, before COVID. It's not left versus right, that's all nonsense. It's really about liberty versus tyranny, or libertarianism versus authoritarianism. That's what it's about. The left and right thing is nonsense. People don't understand what that is properly, right? Look at these two geese. Are they trying to find each other? One's there, and the other one's there. They're just on the... Marco Polo. So... imagine like sleeping. Imagine like being in one of these boats between. Anyway. Got a boat cat here. So anyway, I went to that. Anyway, before we went to the Saturday event, the Friday, we got to Stockport, did the Rebels and Roundabouts. I went to open my door. We call it the rail, and it was quite funny because where we were parked, remember the barbecue we did the night before when we got to Stockport, like a little, just being sure, like a little barbecue, right? We discovered by asking you guys in the chat, because there was a lot of strange hooded people, not like young people, like middle-aged kind of, mostly men, right? I think it was all men, in fact, but we don't know, they all got hoods up. And they were going into this park because we were at the entrance of the park. And I just had this suspicion that, oh, is this a dogging park? And I asked the live stream, is it? And yeah, they said, yeah, it seriously is. We've just search engined it, and yeah, it turns out it's a dogging place. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, right? So next day, we stay there for one night, and then I've got my ambition to move the van, because it's not always great to keep the van in the same place as well, right? Because the whole point is a stealth camp, you know, so you're not meant to make yourself noticeable. One night you can get away with two, maybe, and then move on. Said, I want him. So when we got back from Roman, that fell, and I went, oh no, because it's like it's about 8 p.m. It's starting to get dark. It's a Friday night, and there's queues of cars of just single men in their cars, and they're watching something on their phones, right? So I then frantically call Siraj, Steve, and Sue. I honestly got back-to-back three calls each before they finally picked up, yeah, right? I need to get. I want to get the hell out of all the places for this to happen because they can see my bed then. Like they probably think it's some kind of weird. Like I'm saying, look, I've got a bed. You know, we can use that sort of thing. So they come along, and we've managed to get the door back on the thing, but then I've got to get in backwards because now the door's so temperamental. So I've got to climb in. I had to climb in to get something, right? And then as I'm climbing, because it's a high kind of climbing the back door, you've got to really sort of climb up onto the bed. It then, oh no, what's wrong with my camera? Guys, is this still live? Hang on. Let's see. Let's just put this in. Guys, are you still seeing a picture? Like a live picture because my screen is frozen? Can you just, in the screen, can you just tell me if you're seeing live motion? Still live? Yes, so you're seeing, it's funny because my screen is totally frozen. It's frozen at the canal still. So anyway, I'll continue then. Just let me know when it starts, effing up. So as I'm climbing up on the bed, my pants are falling down and I'm showing like a builder's bum. I'm showing like my arse basically to all of these dudes in their cars who are behind me. And it's just like, oh shit, it's almost like I'm signaling them. Like I'm jumping up on this bed and it's like, and then Steve goes to me, he goes, Sean, they're all watching like porn on their phones. Probably like to psych them up for the dogging orgy later. And I'm just like, dude, I gotta get. We were like thinking, should we leave the van here because the door we weren't too sure. It might be a bit temperamental. It might be a bit temperamental. So I just went, the hell with it, man. I'm not staying here, man, for real. So we put the magnetic lock on. We locked it. It seemed okay, and we just got the hell out of there. So the speed of me leaving, like. Being left on the road. So we got out of there, and then I went to Steve and Sue's place. So I stayed in their spare room, and then I just stayed in the van. But yeah, so then we went, and then next day, Saroj went back in the morning. You know what? It's so funny because even though he's organised the night, I organised this night in London at the Denmark Arms. So he sort of kind of reluctantly got on. He went, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. And then that's when I continued with like the real left thing. So then lovely Sunday roast yesterday. Oh yeah. These people came over to Sue and Steve's house. One is a welder and a mechanic, right? And he says, don't worry, Sean, I'll fix that. So I went to his workshop earlier today. We welded the thing back on. And he says, don't worry, mate, you won't need a new part for that because I'm back on the road, guys. Fixed up a few. And at least we sang because I feel because we sort of had a lot of food yesterday at Sunday roast, and then we drank a lot as well. So I bought them a bottle of spiced rum just as a thank you sort of thing. So yeah, so that's what I'm liking about the freedom community. People just helping each other out. So yeah, poor exes. I heard a different story. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stay. Welded my chastity belt back on. Yeah, I think that needs to be back on, really. It's got a mind of its own sometimes. So, guys, can you actually see a picture of the Bellamy photo from May 1985? Oh, you can't see it. There's no point me showing you. You can't see it, can you? It's a shame, really, because, should I just restart the stream, guys?